And here we go. Thank you. Our true home is in the present moment. The miracle is not to walk on water. The miracle is to walk on the green earth in the present moment. Peace is all around us, in the world and in nature, and within us, in our bodies and our spirits. Once we learn to touch this peace, we will be healed and transformed. I'm just going to do a little check for a second. I'm getting background noise, and that may just be weirdly me. So speaking to this essential interconnectedness, this is an essential part of the understanding of compassion, because would we love, for example, only our lungs and not the heart? Would we care for the feet but not the knees? And in fact, the reality of that imbalance comes from an essential lack of wisdom, one wing of the bird, and then compassion, the care for, the recognition of the vulnerability of what we might call the whole of the human condition. Compassion for them, the whole of the human condition, leaving, just like in our own bodies, leaving no part out. So I just saw Marilyn come on. Good morning, Marilyn. Marilyn, you wouldn't just train the quads and disregard the hamstrings, right? We wouldn't attend to the shoulders, but not also attend to the ribs. We would, and this is one of the delusions, isn't it then, of our time, is that we perceive that in some way there is an other that can then be disregarded, and that we could imagine then that there would be any possibility for transformation or healing or well-being for any of us in that oversight. And the answer is, of course, as you know, in your own body, it'd be impossible. And yet we regularly, daily, I've done it too, construct the other, breaking then our clarity, our wisdom, and our capacity to care. When we misdiagnose, might say a physician, when we misdiagnose the condition, we could only then mistreat it. And I want us to all think about that, because the consequence of that is now clearly all of ours. The misdiagnosis of the other has led dramatically, then, hasn't it, for us all, to the mistreatment, where no healing is then possible. And then I wanted to read something I just pulled up. I'm only going to read a part of it. This was from Terry Hershey, who is a Christian author who puts out something called Sabbath Moments. And there were some things in here in reference to the garden that I thought was beautiful. The present moment invitation from the garden, our natural world, nourishes us. And when I am grounded, I do hear the music. And when I am grounded, I do let that music of caring, of risking, of giving, of the calling spill to the world around me, which means if there's a garden nearby, count me in. And what I loved about that is we are all that garden. We are all that capability. That is our true nature. And we worked on that the last several days last week in retreat at Quest Haven, and remembered. And the work here, isn't it, is to consistently remind, remember, and then acknowledge when we forget, and remember once again. I spent the day ambling and absorbing in the gardening, letting it seep into my soul, remembering the words of poet Mary Sarton about the gift of spending the morning, enjoying the air and watching for miracles, enjoying our own breath and watching for miracles. And so as we prepare to sit now, here's the prayer blessing for this morning. And I thought it was so perfectly timed with our time healing in nature last week. So as you prepare to sit, may the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently through the world and upon it, and know its beauty all the days of your life. May you also know your beauty all the days of your life. And that is the self-compassion that we all seek. And so preparing to sit, however you are, sitting, lying, tucked in a little bit still. Remember, this is not most important. The intention, the very intention that got you here is what I want you to rest in. The one that said, no, clicking in for however long, practicing for however long is both healing, transformative, and nourishing, not only for myself, but through the whole day, walking through this whole world. My promise is you will drop seeds of this goodness. It's a promise from taking this time this morning. And then we simply begin to rest back, finding our way into the body, just feeling the sense of the body as it sits here. Feeling toes, all the way to the nose, sweeping through the body if that's what's best for you. Or just making gentle light contact as we wave through the body. I like to begin in the feet, but begin where you can. Feeling the feet, just knowing the feet. Homo sapiens sapien, knowing that we know. Knowing the feet and knowing that we know the feet. And then gently continuing from the feet up into the legs. Suturing into our wholeness. From the legs into the hips. Just enjoying the weight and the contact and the groundedness that you have taken in this posture, whatever it is. Feeling the base of the spine. And with the in-breath, drawing the attention with the breath up the back. Light touch, small back, mid back, upper back, shoulders. And then breathing down from the shoulders, touching into the arms. Remembering that each part is wholly interconnected with the rest. All the way into the hands, feeling the warmth, the vibration of aliveness the capacity of the hand to hold itself and each other. Wow. Knowing that we know right here in the hands. And then gathering your attention, breathing it up, back up to the shoulders, and then continuing into the neck, into the head, into the top of the head. Whatever else is happening in this part of the body, can you feel the miracle of the neck and the head? And then we gather our attention somewhere up above the body. Remember, we are not just this physical body, we are this outer body. We practiced a lot during retreat on the elements, gathering from that infinite space, from that air, gathering ourselves and the resources there and drawing it in now through the front of the body, coming into the top of the head, feeling down into the forehead, the temples, the jaw. Feeling in, truly touching into the eyes. What's there? Into the nose, into the lips, the mouth, the chin, drawing down into the front of the throat. And now as we move downward, bringing once again your attention along with the breath down beyond the throat into the chest. Not rushing the breath, not breathing in a particular way, just breathing, letting the breath itself be the teacher. The expanding on the in-breath and the settling on the out-breath. Moving down into the diaphragm, beneath the lungs, and then below into the abdomen, the intestines down back into the area of the hips. And just resting here for a moment, letting this whole body, this whole being breathe. And if for whatever reason today, as an example, that's as much time as you have already gathered yourself to yourself in wholeness, in connection, in compassion, with care. And then find a place in the body. See where you notice. You can rest the attention, just allowing the body to simply be with a little bit of ease, with a little bit of calm. Where in the body? And today, for me, interestingly, not always, the very lower part of the belly feels very settled. And I'd like you to place your attention lightly there. And for a few moments, we're simply going to rest the attention gently in that part of the body. just settling the mind. You will notice that the mind in its thinking moves the attention into thoughts, into sounds, maybe into other body sensations. And whatever other compassion you are practicing today, let's be gentle and friendly and compassionate with that quality of mind, that thinking mind. And we smile after recognizing that we've moved from that area of the body. We smile and we invite ourselves lovingly, compassionately home. We just come back. We see if we can't get the thinking mind to rest while allowing our body wisdom, the body sense, to just handle the breath itself. There's nothing you have to do. You're just resting in the wave and the rhythm of the breath. You can feel the rising and falling, the expanding and contracting, the filling and emptying, and it has its own rhythm, just like nature. You are already an essential part of it, and its rhythm is also you, yours. Let it be. This part of the practice is embodying mindfulness. It's beginning to touch each aspect of our wholeness in its parts and recognize, remember, remind we are all a part of the whole, each part essential, each part belonging. We breathe that now. With each out breath. Let the directing, thinking, fabricating, narrating mind, let it settle. Following the out breath all the way down into that still point. Into that infinite space. as we're tending to the breath in the body, we're going to begin practicing compassion right here for ourselves in our own bodies. And so I'd like you to expand your attention beyond that out breath and that still point to include this body as a whole for a moment, just looking for an area of the body where you notice a tightness, a tenderness, a sense of maybe vulnerability or woundedness. It might be very subtle. We're not looking for trauma here. We're just looking for a body sense. And I'm going to use the top of my shoulders, a little bit tight. And then I'd like you to rest the attention there, wherever that is in your body being. Pick a body sensation for the first practice. If everything is feeling particularly neutral, why don't we just pick the hands? If you can't find another area, just rest the attention in the hands. And then once again, we're making contact with the sensations in that area of the body. And we're now placing the breath and the attention there. Where the attention goes, there so goes the breath, and vice versa. So I'm just placing the attention there in the top of the shoulders, particularly the back muscles. And I'm placing my gentle, friendly, kind, and curious attention there. And we begin by remembering our intention for this practice. We remind ourselves of the kindness, the goodwill, the wish for ease, happiness, or well-being that we want, that we all want as humans, both for ourselves and for others. So I'm just going to place my kind attention up there, the shoulders, offering this phrase, may these shoulders be well. You can offer it to the hands, to the feet, to the belly, to the tight spot, to the tender spot. May this part of the body be well. That's the intention. Now bringing that friendly attention just for a moment, breathing in and out from this area, continuing that wish. May these shoulders be well. And as you're offering that wish, that intention, drop back into the body, check into the area that you have selected, and see what the impact is of that simple wish of goodwill. This is loving kindness. It is from loving kindness itself, from these very wishes of goodwill, that we can then turn towards the uncomfortable, the unpleasant, and our own distress. The very wish for goodwill, for ease, for happiness, and well-being. So resting the attention gently there. There's nothing to do. We're not trying to accomplish anything other than bring, again, that attention along with the breath with a quality of friendship, of friendliness, of goodwill. no matter how it is. And then see if you can locate a particular area. Remember, compassion is the recognition of difficulty, distress, or suffering. This is its portal. So just checking in, seeing where you notice, and of course, just by offering that goodwill, that friendliness, and the intention for well-being, there has been some release in the back of my shoulders, but I can still find an area there as I'm checking in where there's still some distress right there near the spine for me. And so I'm just going to place my attention more specifically now in the area of distress, discomfort, tightness, tenderness, whatever's there. And now placing the attention there, we're going to shift the offering. We're going to first just recognize this is the truth. Here we are, checking into the part of the body, recognizing a moment of distress. So the distress itself is changing, it's wafting, it's waving, it's tightening or releasing. This isn't the point at all. Of course, that changes the reality. It's also been an area of held tension, tightness, discomfort. We're just acknowledging that now. Whatever is true right now, this is a moment of distress. That's the recognizing. And now we're simply going to rest in acceptance, allowing, acknowledging. This distress is simply a part of the human condition. It's a part of being human. It's a part of having a human body. So that's the acceptance, or the A in the RAIN acronym that we often practice. Then we go to the I. I'm just looking more closely, saying, can I understand maybe some of the conditions or the causes for this distress? And I realized that I flashed very quickly in my example back to the retreat where I did a back stretch. I did a strap back stretch, and I did it incorrectly. And I'm feeling still some of the effects of that movement. I'm resting the attention there as you are in your part of the body, being friendly with acknowledgement and recognition. Just moving closer and inquiring. This is the I, or inquiry, in the RAIN acronym. Just checking in. What's going on here? What are its causes? What is the present moment experience? How is it changing or staying the same or worsening? And we see if we can't offer this very part of the body a little stability of mind. Rather than go off into stories about what might happen, rather than go off into blame, judgments, condemnation, or regret about what came before, we're saying, can I just be here with this? Breathing as directly into the area as you can, if that's comfortable for you. And if it feels too tender, too tight, too activating or triggering for you, find an area at the shoreline of that experience. So you might back out from that and hold yourself, in my case, for example, just in the area of the shoulders, staying close and moving closer as we can without demand, without pressure, without judgments. Sometimes it is best to hold a very close lens, a very narrow focus on a particular part when that's workable. That's a certain placement of mindfulness. And other times we hold a wide lens. And actually, I noticed as I backed out a little bit from that area at the base of the neck, the cervical spine, I actually noticed a slightly greater release. I might have been over attending a little bit. I've widened the lens now to the whole of the shoulders, and I'm noticing that there was a little more natural release that happened in that area of the body. That may or may not happen. That's the inquiry portion. Checking in, bringing our mindfulness, bringing awareness, along with that friendliness. And then we offer, acknowledging that this is a moment of distress, acknowledging that this is a part of the human condition, checking in, seeing what's real, what's there. We then end, nourish, nurture. We remind ourselves, what is it that I might offer? And compassion is what we call a naturally arising quality in the face of suffering. We can then simply feel for ourselves in this moment of distress. We can feel for ourselves, and in its time, when we're ready, that will naturally expand beyond the self-compassion to include, in its time, no need for pressure or demand, it will include all those others, just like me, who know this distress, this pain, this sensation, this challenge, this difficulty, this fear, this wound too. And you might offer that just to see what's available. May I offer compassion not only to myself with this distress, but to all those others just like me who know this too. Remembering, reminding about our shared human experience and vulnerability. We can then make an offer. Given the acknowledgement, the recognition of distress, we can offer. What could we offer? Well, we could simply offer acknowledgement or phrases. And the compassion phrase in its traditional sense, not necessary, is may I be free from this pain, this suffering, this discomfort, or this distress. May I have freedom from its grip. You could simply offer a gentle, loving statement. May I feel better. So we can simply offer the mind with that quality to that part of the body. We can then also offer the phrases in a way of repetition. We know that the repetition itself is serving. May I be free from this tangle. We can offer the hands. Where we place the hands, there goes the attention and eventually one's heart. We can place the hands there. could simply place my hands on the rear of the shoulders, bringing greater attention, kindness. I could even rub the shoulders gently, offering nurturing, healing. You could make it physical and very real in that way. In fact, that feels really good. So we could offer phrases, we could offer a certain quality of heart mind, we could offer a physical offer. You can simply rest the hand there, visualizing heat, warmth, healing light, healing energies to this part of the body. For those who are visual, this might be very helpful. This is compassion in action. Breathing it in, letting the healing effects of offering yourself compassion, let it take hold, let it be meaningful. You are deserving of this. And then I'd love, wherever your hands are now, see if it feels comfortable for you to gather your hands together, gather that healing energy, those intentions with that acceptance, that goodwill, and see if you can offer it to your own heart, placing the hands directly over your heart space, wherever that's most alive for you. And breathing it in, letting there be that tender portal. We practiced this a little bit once again in retreat. You can actually tap gently, very gently in the area of the sternum, the breastbone, seeing if you can find that tender spot. And I always find it right down here, closer to the base, very close to the heart. You can just offer a little gentle massage there. We're not trying to get rid of anything. We're just letting it be true. The truth of our own heart's tenderness. And the tightness that is often the defense, the armor. And we just open with kindness, with goodwill to this reality. And now breathing into that portal, that very tender spot, seeing if you can identify any distress here in the heart space. I had a recent argument, felt very frustrated by the lack of understanding, and it was very painful. So I'm just recollecting that. And as I recollect it, I can actually feel the activation in this heart space, particularly in that tender spot. We just let it be. And we're going to go through the process once again, recollecting right from that very tender heart, a moment of difficulty, of challenge, calling it to mind. Breathing it in, letting it be. And this is the recognition, the R in rain, once again, the recognition that this is distressing. This is tender, painful, vulnerable. There was sadness, anger, sorrow, regret. It's all in here. I'm just staying in contact with that. Breathing in, holding gently with friendliness, allowing that compassion to naturally generate. And then we move to that A. We're not trying to get rid of anything, fix. The treatment is in the process. We don't even have to jam it down our throats. We're simply acknowledging this is a part of the human experience. This heartache is also a part of being human. Rather than turn away, shut down, distract, ignore, paste over, I'm just going to let it be. I'm keeping my hands there. It feels warming, soothing, holding. See how it is for you. And remember, then we can move closer. That's the inquiry or the eye in the rain, moving closer towards that. I'm actually going to move beyond the skin surface of this tenderness and ask that question, what is this? You can ask other inquiring questions, but not with analytics, not with the idea that I have to solve the problem, but with gentle inquiry, the wanting to know so as to hold. And beyond the physical tenderness, I've named some of the emotions that I've made contact with. See what's true for you. It may not be an emotion at all. It just may be another insight. Oh, he feels connected to that argument. Breathing right into the area or as close to it as you can without just exaggerating or making the distress greater. We're offering a holding space, this infinite space filled with healing, kindness, with that mist of metta. What is this? You might understand a little something about its causes and a little something about the pain itself contributing to our mindfulness and our right diagnosis. And remember, where there is correct diagnosis, there is right treatment. There's the offering of that which is useful, of benefit, it's timely, and it's healing. And so what might we offer? I'm going to offer myself forgiveness. Remembering that this is a part of being human and feeling misunderstood. I was also not understanding. And so I'm going to first offer myself out of compassion for my own pain, my own hurt, my own vulnerability. Not because I think the actions were appropriate. I'm not trying to give myself an out here, but I want to understand from where they came. And I can feel the tenderness from which they came. And I can feel for that. Feeling of compassion for myself. And then, of course, for the other. The fact that they very likely felt this too. And if you can't get across, stay with yourself. May I be free from this distress, this pain, this confusion, this doubt, this hopelessness, this anger, this regret, whatever it is. May I recognize this as a part of the human experience, remembering that I and others just like me feel this too. We can then offer once again beyond the physical, the very hands and the healing aspect of the hands with the offers, begin to offer healing to ourselves. May I forgive myself. May I hold myself tenderly. May I remember that this being human includes errors, mistakes, and vulnerabilities. May I offer compassion to myself in this very humanness. Repeat the phrases. We can shine that healing visual light. We can imagine that part of the heart healing and opening. We can see it like a lotus blossom blooming, for example, opening beyond the pain, just like the lotus coming right out of the muddy waters. So we have the visual, we have the phrases, we have the physical touch, and we have the heart mind that holds it. Offering this, breathing it in, surrounding the whole heart and this tender spot. May I be free from this affliction. And we continue to offer as best we can, as long as we can. And then we see if we can, from this tender spot, recognize this also as a part of this shared human vulnerability. We can begin to radiate out that care, that understanding, that light, that warmth, radiating it out beyond ourselves, if possible, when ready, to include those we love, to include those we work with, those who are clients, those who are colleagues, those who are neighbors. Sending that healing, compassionate presence and light in as many directions ultimately as is possible. And if it doesn't feel right, just let that go and just stay with yourself. Where I can offer myself kindness and compassion, I am creating the path to kindness and compassion for others. And then we simply breathe in compassion and breathe it out. We use that very tender spot as the portal for remembering. may feel achy, it may feel tight. It's, however it is. Can we greet it with kindness and compassion, whatever is here? And then letting go, just finding the weight of the breath, resting in the weight of the breath. May we offer ourselves the phrases of loving kindness and compassion. May we be happy, truly happy. May we be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May we recognize our blessings of ease and well-being and wish this for others as well. May we rest in our own good, tender, healing hearts, knowing that from this wholeness there is room enough for us. May we be filled with loving kindness and compassion. And may we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. And may this practice this morning contribute as it will. So be it. And just being gentle, just checking into the body as a whole, then seeing if there's any areas that we want to further release, or they're available for a stretch, or just a little bit of attention, kind attention. So just taking a moment while we're kind of expanding our awareness now to include what the room around us. I'm getting a look out at the garden outside. You might be beginning to hear people in the house. We could send that lovely, tender heart, that compassionate heart, that heart of goodwill to them. So I'm just going to check in and see if first there are any particular questions about the practice, or then comments or observations. And I'll just wait a moment, let everybody kind of gather themselves. I have a question here from Dennis. Who can see your messages? Well, I believe, Dennis, that in the chat, we can either click on everyone, in which case everyone would see the message, or then you could go select a particular individual. Right, I believe that's the way it works. And I'm here, for example, looking over all who's sitting here, and for whatever reason, I don't see Dennis. So that may be why he's asking. He may have gotten knocked out by accident. I'm sorry about that, Dennis, if that happened. So I know that many of you are getting off to go to work or get started on your day at 8 o'clock. I want you to feel free to do what you need to do. I'm grateful for your being here. And I'll continue to stay for a moment just to make sure that I'm attending to anyone else with any questions or comments. Yes, enjoy the sailing. Today, may we sail with happy hearts. Yes, may we actually, regardless of conditions. Sometimes conditions we like, sometimes conditions we don't like, whether we don't like. And as we were practicing this during the retreat, we spent a lot of time, didn't we, resting in the infinite space, that holding all weather, whether we like, whether we don't like, activities we like, sensations we like, and sensations we don't like, and that we're careful in the practice to watch the habit of mind that then constructs explanation, excuse, rationale for why we can choose, then very often self-righteously, I might add, to be other than kind, other than compassionate, other than forgiving. And the consequence, as we began the conversation this morning, is to our own bodies, because we are a part of not only this whole body, but what someone might call the body politic, the whole of this world. And our distress, unattended with kindness and compassion, will equal a world unattended. And so we begin here with our own bodies, with our own experience, seeing if we can begin to cultivate these Brahma Viharas, these qualities, over time. It doesn't mean it happens every practice. It doesn't mean the practice transforms, and yet, each time we do it, what I have found to be true is that there at least is another seed planted for its possibility. Even in moments, many years, by the way, where I was doing loving kindness and compassion practices going, what the hell? I have no idea what people are getting from this. It's just not working. It wasn't true. Was not true. And it was true that I wasn't feeling what I wanted to feel. That was true. That was true. I wanted it to go away. And because it didn't, I decided that maybe the practices were failed, when in fact, all along, it was happening. It was happening. It just wasn't happening um, in the magic or silver bullet way that we sometimes want things to happen, right? I just wanted it to be gone or go away. And of course, that doesn't work that way. So stay with the practices, stay with the teachings. Can we offer ourselves then a little on the spot kindness and a little on the spot compassion in the midst of our day when we don't have 40 minutes to do an entire well-developed practice? And the answer, of course, is yes. You can simply take your hands, place them near the heart. May I be well. May I be well. And from my well-being, may others be well. That's it. Could you do that? May I be well. And from my well-being, may others be well. How about that for the practice this week, right? Heart, hands, noticing a moment of distress, attending almost immediately on the spot, hands to the area with the remembering. May I be well, may I be healed, may I be okay, may I be free from this distress, and so too, may others be well. All right, I think that's a fabulous opportunity for us. Let's practice that this week on the spot. Self-compassion and compassion for others. I love that. I hope that, come on, say hello. It's wonderful to see all of you from retreat. That's the benefits of retreat, right? We remember that the practice, like, yeah, that mattered, that helped. And just know that this Saturday, we will be practicing here at the garden. We will be in the garden this Saturday because I think it's supposed to be a pretty nice day. And I think it's going to be one of the final 2 or 3 opportunities we will have until we figure out next steps for winter. But I think it's going to be a nice day. So let's meet in the garden for those who can. I will put something out in the newsletter. And I'm just checking in. I don't know whether Carrie did a little general announcements about board activities, but we have collected our monies. You can always still add money to the CRC holiday basket. Please feel free to do that. You can go to the encinitasmindfulness.org, and then CRC holiday baskets link is very available. Just go to giving. Please contribute. We are also still, I think, looking for December 4th participants. I don't think we filled our slots yet. I will be there. Jim will be there. I've got some others I know who are planning to be there. Please sign up for that. They want to know as soon as possible about those 8 slots. Adrian's going to be there. So I know we have at least 4 or 5.
Is that in the newsletter? Or
It was in the newsletter, and I will put it in this one again. You have to contact Cindy or me, but I will put Cindy's contact info in there to contact Cindy to let us know, because I would like to let them know this week so we don't lose those spots. And that will be, yes, that will be in the newsletter. So sign up.
Do you know what time that is on Saturday?
Cindy's here. I believe it's 7:30 to 1.
That's correct. That's correct. Now, whether they'll need us that entire time we're unsure, but we need to commit for that time. And yeah, that's the timing.
Yeah, we got there a little before 7:30, and it really got very light the last time we did this, which was not last Christmas, but the Christmas before. So we left at noon. And so they came around and touched us and said, you just can go, because it got light enough.
I'll join Diana if, I mean, I'll email you if you need me, but I would be
No,
happy to.
I'm gonna check in and see if Cindy's still here, so Cindy can put your name down.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Thanks, Cindy.
So,
It's Leanne.
yeah, if you guys can just email me, because I'm going to need to give I'm going to need to give you all there's forms that you need to fill out if you didn't volunteer with CRC last year, and then there's COVID protocol forms that you need to
Okay.
sign. So I'll need your info so that I can get that information to you.
Great.
Yes.
And if you just verbally tell me your email, I'll probably be able to look it up real quick.
We can write it right here.
Oh, perfect. Thanks,
Oh,
everybody.
great. Yeah, I'll do it too.
Is that Robin?
Yeah. Yes.
Cindy, are you Yahoo?
It's Cindy,
Yeah, I
and then
got
it's
that. In
Cindy
San Diego.
underscore.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm on my phone, so it's hard for me to navigate this.
no, I've got
It's
it. I've got the
yeah,
Cindy underscore in San Diego at, but I forgot where.
Yahoo. It is
Oh, it
Yahoo.
is, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I thought it was. Okay, there's Cindy's email. We're gonna probably get close. Cindy, just to let you know, I have already submitted my forms.
Okay.
I don't need that. I'm already good.
So the COVID protocol and all that as well.
I'm fully done.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
I have already done it. Cindy, would you want me to put that link in the newsletter, or do you just want to handle that with our group?
I'm not
They sent me a link,
okay.
CRC, and so I just went to the link and it had the forms.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone wants to just go ahead and do that, that's fine. And I will give CRC the list of, please indicate that you're with EMC.
Yeah,
Because if they see the list of EMC, and they're missing something, then they have my contact and they could let me know. But that's one last step if you want to just add that. Otherwise, just send it to me and I'll send it out, whatever's easiest, Diana.
I'm gonna maybe do both, just because I know a couple ways might be better than one way.
Okay.
And so just know this is the business of our compassionate action practices. This is the business. We coordinate, organize in ways that are not always simple, but it is always for right action, and offering our help to the holiday basket. CRC has been important to us. It's something we've done every year, and it is something I want us to continue to do, in addition to the $5,000 that we committed and raised. I think we got very close, if not on the mark. I'm not totally.
I think 4,200.
All right, we got to 42. We're still collecting, so if we get more, we'll give more. That's spectacular. Spectacular. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm going to read chat quickly. I'm wondering where to find Zoom links for this sit. I couldn't find one. I sent it out in an email, and evidently I sent out one that didn't work. So I will resend. It is also for anyone who wants these Zoom links, it's always the same one. I'll put it here, but also know that it is at encinitasmindfulness.org. You will always find that, and you will also get the Zoom, the newsletter, and that will always have an active. And
if you download the Zoom app, you can always go to your join and it'll automatically populate.
It'll automatically populate. Thank you for that wisdom.
Yeah, sure.
I know. What did happen, I sent out the link to the Sangha that was in retreat, and Marilyn, just by the way, yours came back again. So we've got to figure out how to get you where when I send something, I don't end up in spam. Although Jan, you did tell me that that link did not work correctly. I've just resent it. But I will also take a look at that, because sleepy fingers, who knows?
Yeah, that's weird, because I did I put you in my contacts, so. You
If
shouldn't bounce.
you're on the computer, you'd have to put it in the computer. And
I
if
did.
if you're on the phone, you'd have to put it in the phone. Yeah, but it did bounce back.
That's so weird.
I got it back.
Bummer.
So I don't know either. I don't know if you have another email that might be more like me better.
All of my emails like you, Diana.
Not sure what we might do there,
That's so odd. Well,
Yeah.
Jan saved me this time.
but it was there. It was there and I did send it and yours did pop back and I didn't know where else to send it. So
Darn. All right. We'll work
I
it out.
will, here's what else I'll do, Marilyn. I'm gonna text you that link. I'm gonna text it right now.
Okay, that'll
That
be good.
way you at least have the numbers.
Yes.
active link. And then you can, if you want to go to your computer, get into Zoom, then you can just type in that meeting code. It's always the same,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
That might be helpful.
I
Marilyn,
al-
good
I
to
al-
see you.
I also posted the Zoom link on the chat, in the chat window right now.
Great,
That's the correct one.
good. If you're not receiving the newsletter, Robin, I know you're not, that's because the Gmail, the new Gmail address has not yet been added possibly. Now,
okay.
I thought I did that, so I'm gonna check that too.
And I did, I went on and re-signed up for it, so.
Okay, it should then be there. So for people, I think you're in my directory. So I think the new because I even know that
Yeah.
you're now Gmail and not Cox. So I'm guessing I'm also in spam. So that's the next
just
thing.
looked. I know, I just looked.
All right, I do end up there.
Maybe,
I know I never find you in spam or anything either, so I don't know why I'm bouncing. Anyway, we'll
Yeah,
figure
you
it out
are. It's a
eventually.
definite bounce, Marilyn.
Maybe I'm
I
just
don't even know if
bouncing.
I'm getting to you. I don't
Maybe I'm
think,
just
yeah,
bouncy.
I don't even think we're all the way to spam. I don't make it all the way across somehow. We're gonna figure this out. So
Yes, we will.
lost in space.
these
Yeah,
are,
right.
I will attend to right now. So I'm gonna check Robin. I'm gonna, Marilyn, text you. That
Okay,
way
awesome.
we've got the link and can
Okay.
at least start there.
Perfect.
And everyone else, we will continue our compassion practice for ourselves and each other with all this technology challenge as well. And thank you, Leanne, for offering your insights. You're good at this. We are not. I'm going to count on you for helping us get better. All right, everyone, I'm going to go take a little walk. I hope you enjoyed the day. Get outside, enjoy nature a little bit as well. I look forward to seeing you either Thursday, this Thursday at 7 again with Greg for a 30-minute practice, or me Saturday, even if we're in the garden, as we will be, we will also be on Zoom at 7:30. So I will look forward to seeing you then. All right,
Thank
everyone.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank
All
you.
Be well,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.